Hi everyone, my name is Josh Lucio, and joining me today are Sarah Labarge and Michael Bates. Today we will be discussing tips for scholarship applications. On today's agenda, we will be discussing creating your personal profile and timeline associated with your application. We will also be talking about things to include in your scholarship application, namely your accomplishments. Examples of what you can include in the accomplishments section are leadership, honors and awards, and community service. We will also be discussing sample essay prompts that might be in the scholarship application and how to answer those questions. So don't nobody go nowhere.
Your accent changing. So today we want to talk about your personal profile. The personal profile provides insight and background information to the reader as to the type of person that you are. Things that are included in your personal profile include your name, demographic information, your academic record, any words that describe who you are as a person, and your activities by school year. These activities can include extracurriculars, college prep, so AP courses as well as college courses, community service, and any leadership roles that you may have had. Be sure to write all of these things down in a notebook if you plan to apply for multiple scholarships. Really personalize this section of your application essay to give the reader a true picture of who you are.
Although the scholarship process can be overwhelming, it can be manageable if you stick to a timeline. It might also be helpful to implement the use of a planner or calendar to keep track of dates and deadlines. To start the process, do some research into scholarships. In most cases, scholarship applications can be submitted online. However, there are still some scholarships that may require paper forms. It's important to look at criteria and award amount. Some scholarships are very specific to what the requirements are, so keep a list of those that you are qualified for. On that list, keep track of each award's amount. Once you've created your list, prioritize the list by deadline date. Keep in mind that some scholarship applications are more competitive and time-consuming than others. For example, if a scholarship requires one or more essays as part of the application process, take that into account on where you place it on your priority list, because it will take much longer to complete than other applications. Also, be sure to check in with your nominator and recommender often to ensure they are submitting the necessary documents on time to complete your application. Many applications for scholarships also ask you to write a thank you note if you are chosen to receive the scholarship. There are many different approaches to writing a thank you note. It is important to always thank the scholarship provider and let them know the impact their funding will have on your career and life goals. Also, be sure to write a quick thank you note for your nominator and recommender and let them know that their time was very impactful to your journey. So remember, research, 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 and apply for as many scholarships as you can.
The best piece of advice I can give applicants in terms of applying for scholarships will be adhering to timelines and deadlines. Like me, I'm a procrastinator, I tend to be, which is not a good thing. You don't want to turn an anthill into a mountain. You want to set up a calendar and know what date, what piece of the application is due. That way you can get it in early and you can have time to look back on it and just refresh and just upkeep and make your scholarship application the best that it possibly can be.
Your application will ask you to list your leadership roles or activities on your application. This list illustrates the types of leadership roles that you can put on your scholarship application. Scholarship reviewers want to know what you're involved in and how your leadership has developed over time. It is important to list both traditional and non-traditional types of leadership roles and activities on your application to give reviewers a well-rounded picture of who you are. This list highlights more traditional types of leadership roles. For example, Student Government Association.
So Josh talked about some more traditional roles of what leadership can be defined as. Now we want to talk about non-traditional roles of leadership. Non-traditional leadership roles can include anything related to your culture or religion. Many students don't think to include them on their applications, but it is important because it gives the reader a good picture of who you are. Be sure to list out both traditional and non-traditional types of roles so that you can use them on all of your scholarship applications.
Much like leadership activities, there are a variety of types of honors and awards that you can include in your application. Be sure to list all of your honors and awards in a resume type format, and this will later be helpful when trying to organize the items you want to include in your application. The list shown here includes some common responses we have seen students include in their scholarship applications in the past.
Here are some examples of additional honors and awards that are less school-based. It is important to include these items for reviewers to see. You can also list programs that you have participated in that will distinguish you from other applicants. Again, keep these items organized in a notebook or file resume that can easily be transferred onto your application and make the process easier for you.
Almost all scholarship providers want to know what types of community service you have performed. The goal of including your community service on your scholarship application is to show the reader that you have a higher sense of purpose and a community that you nurture and care for. Service can range from simply donating blood to organizing events that directly benefit an aspect of your community. Here are some examples that students have included on their applications in the past.
Community service can be viewed as another way to expand on your training for the future. Even though you're not getting paid for a service, you are learning the things that are going to help you navigate systems, and this will set you up for success when you reach your college or university. In including all things in your application, you are portraying to the reviewer the skills you have learned that will set you up for success.
Some examples that I have used when applying for scholarships as far as leadership roles, honors, and community service is volunteering at a local community center, being involved in sports such as cross country, anything from chess club to poetry to being president of National Honor Society. 2 of my friends and I did a cancer walk every year just to help support cancer research, and you could also do your own community service for any passions or involvement that you would like to do.
Many scholarship applications have essays associated with them. In this section of the application, you will complete a long answer essay that will answer the question prompts. Each scholarship will have different essay questions, so it is important that you start early. This will give you time for a peer or teacher to edit your essay so that you can provide your best work. Typically, the scholarship application will give you a word limit that will help you create your outline. Think critically about each question and jot down ideas. This will help formulate your outline, then write your essay. When writing essays, it is helpful to write the entire essay before you start editing. Once you've got your ideas onto paper, you can better format them to meet the application requirements. These are some of the sample essay questions. Make sure you address each question in your essay responses. The reviewer wants to know your ability to navigate systems or obstacles in order to be successful. They want to make sure that you will use their resources to the best of your ability. The essay is your chance to portray to the reader who you are. Make it your time to shine.
Here are some examples of essay questions that can be included on scholarship applications. Typically, a question is included that asks for any other information. Do not let this opportunity pass you up. Many students see this essay question as optional. However, if you plan to receive the scholarship, make sure you capitalize on this space. Be sure to share what's unique about your journey and address any topics that you may not have had the opportunity to address in previous essays.
The advice that I would give an applicant when writing their personal essay would be to make sure that your voice is heard, that you tell a story, and to just be yourself. You have a story, and whatever story that is, you want to make sure that it's heard. And also just make sure that you edit it multiple times, have multiple people read it over and over again, your teachers, your professors, whoever, that they all take a look at it.
Now is your opportunity to ask us some questions. Please feel free to use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube with the hashtag KBUG, or upload a Snapchat video with the filter of your choice to our website at www.aigcs.org/KBUG-webcast. At the end of the webinar series, we will have a drawing for a laptop computer. To be entered into the drawing, you will need to complete an online survey. Your social media and video questions will earn you additional entries into the drawing. You can earn a maximum of 3 entries. Now please be sure to watch each webinar from beginning to end so that you don't miss something fun. Thank you for listening today and learning more about planning for college. And don't forget to contact AIGC for your future scholarship needs. For a complete list of our scholarship opportunities and to submit your application, please visit our website at www.aigcs.org. AIGC and AIGCS are the largest scholarship providers to American Indian and Alaska Native students in the United States. We award $15 million annually to deserving undergraduate, graduate, and postgraduate students and have awarded over $200 million since inception. We are proud to empower tribal students from 400 tribes in all 50 states. We are here for you. Thank you again for joining us, and we wish you well on your educational journey. Lamlech.
Now we want to talk about non-traditional roles of leadership and how to include those on your scholarship. Non-traditional roles. Well, that's great. Somebody help me. Yeah.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, Victor.
Hey, 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 hey. I'll probably have the most bloopers.
Slingshot, engage. Engage. Slingshot, engage. Engage.
Oh. I'm getting...
Engage.